Okay, so let's stop for a second there. So this boy, I don't know, let's look at him. What do you think, about how old do you think he is? As a reader, like, I'm looking at these pictures and I'm starting to try to get some context and get some clues about what's going on. About how old do you think this boy is? What do you think, Sanjay?
I think that he is 9 years old.
Okay.
I think he's 8 years old.
Compare and contrast. How is his life different from yours? Turn and talk with your partner. Go.
I think like
I said, what's different from the boy is that that he go to work and work all day, but we don't go to work because we kids.
he's not even at school.
Yeah, so he's not even at school. What is it that he wants more than anything else?
What he wants is he said I want to read.
So let's stop for a second there. He wants to learn to read, right?
Mhm.
But hey, Sanjay, can you put the book down? Make sure you're part of our discussion. Thank you. I'm confused. You all know how to read. This kid's older than you. Why doesn't he know how to read? Why doesn't he know how to read? Khalil, what do you think? Complete sentence. I think he doesn't know how to read because Namia.
I think why he doesn't know how to read. I want to say that what she said, Namia said that when she said people brought him from Africa to USA, and I think in Africa they don't got no books or nothing, and I think in this story he gonna learn how to read.
Michael, I see you disagreeing. Can you explain
I
a little
want
bit
to
of that?
disagree.
My arms ache from lifting the shovel, but I do not think about the pain there. I think about the hunger still in my head. Reading, I have seen some people young and old do it. I am 9 years old.
Okay, so let's stop for a second there. So we do learn that he is 9 years old, right? What does he mean when he says he's that he has this hunger for reading? What do you think he means by that? Namia, what do you think he means by that?
I think he means by the hunger to read is that like he really wants to read and and he don't know where to get it from because the other slaves didn't read and the other slaves didn't get no books.
Okay, yeah, I think. So, does anybody want to respond to what Namia is saying here? This author uses the idea of hunger. Think about what it feels like when you're hungry. Sometimes it's like you can't even think about anything else. And I want you to think, why does the author use the word hunger to describe this character's desire to read? Let's keep on reading. Take it from there, please. Michael, go ahead.
There is something different about this place where we live now. All people are free to go where they want and do what they can. Book learning swims freely around in my head, and I hold it long as I want. Back in town, coal miners, rivermen, loggers, and coopers gather on the corner.
There's this really interesting sentence there that the author says at the beginning. There is something different about this place where we live now. And then this next sentence, all people are free to go where they want and do what they can. What do you think the author means by that? Let's use our historical context. So we're going to use our historical context to think, what does the author mean when they say all people are free to go where they want and do what they can? Turn and talk with your partner. I should hear, I think the author means. Go.
I think that the author means that the people. I think they got more freedom because they I think they got more freedom because they not in slavery no more because slavery had stopped in their town.
I like to add on to what Michael said because he is in a new like city or country, and or the other side, because he on the other side where it was old, he didn't have no rights. And when he come to this side of town, where he have a lots of freedom, and he get to walk around. He get the
I think that what Michael said was not true, because they can do other things, but they can't learn how to read, because the slave owners still will prevent them to not know how to read and learn their age.
They don't got no slave owners. They are slaves. They're free.
But they can't learn how to read. All right.
they can.
They can if they want, but they have to find someone that want to learn.
So let's. I think this is a really interesting discussion, right? Because what Khalil points out is that no one's stopping them from learning to read and write. But I think Namia points out something interesting here, which is that, well, no one's stopping them. Like, no one's standing there saying, no, you can't learn to read and write. But why is it hard for them to learn to read and write?
It's hard for them to.
Because the slave owners slave owners left and they let them be free. So who gonna teach them how to learn? Because nobody know how to learn, because nobody there know how to read or write or teach them.
Oh,
Yeah, so this is an interesting thing. So when we use our historical context, we can be thinking, what I'm thinking and what Nami is pointing out is I know that at the time, slaves were not allowed to learn how to read or write. Why do you think slaves were not allowed to learn how to read and write? Turn and talk with your partner to share some of your thoughts on that. Go.
I think I said that when they don't want them to learn how to read is because that they don't want them to learn how to read, so they will read books and telling them that it's not right to make black people slaves, because it's not fair for white people to be taking advantage of black people, even though black people didn't do nothing to them. They just came to their town and started taking it over.
Okay. So
so you're saying that
go ahead.
it is oppression that is not fair? That both that white people are taking over black people because of their color of their skin. I think slaves didn't want their slaves to read or write, because if they learned to read and write, they would have learned how to stop slavery and learn how to be free, and learn how to stop slavery and stop segregation and stuff.
And Namia said from last time they can't read or write. I see that they got houses, and sometimes people use directions to build houses, because sometimes people gotta read how to build the house.
How can reading help people gain freedom from oppression?
Okay, so that is our next question to talk about. How can reading help people gain freedom from oppression? I want you to think about what we've seen in this book so far, because there's a reason that he has such a hunger for reading. And I want you to think, how can reading help people gain freedom from oppression using examples from this book? Go.